Okay, let's not make it simple because taking shortcuts always leads you to poetic Korean. So today we're going to talk about why a lot of times students could not be aware that there are two different words that look like this and this, or not aware of exactly how they are different. So if you were to look into the essence of both words, 좋아요 would be the adjective good, and 좋아해요 will be the verb like. Okay, then, what is the reason for this kind of unawareness then? I would say typically in large there can be three reasons. Number one being pronunciation. So, when someone is speaking fast, now they are not going out of their way to clearly enunciate each and every consonant and vowel. Well, if that's the case, then a lot of times the speaker doesn't stay on the third syllable that long. The third syllable that differentiates 좋아해요 from 좋아요. So that could be a reason why students are not aware, thinking, oh, I don't think I've ever heard 좋아해요. I think I've only heard 좋아요. That's what I mean by reason number one, pronunciation. Actually, a lot of times, yes, people are saying 좋아해요, but because of the fact that a lot of times the speaker might not stay on the third syllable that long, plus the fact that if you see an H sound somewhere in the middle of a word, it's practically silent. Well, because all of those factors, a lot of times people are saying 좋아해요, but it sounds dangerously similar to 좋아요. That's why sometimes students could not be aware that they are hearing 좋아해요, not 좋아요. So I'll try saying it fast. 좋아요, 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 좋아요. So do you see how they can sound dangerously similar? That's what I mean by reason number one, pronunciation. Now, reason number two could be context. Now, students could think, oh, I heard someone say 좋아요 in a context in which I would have said like. So isn't 좋아요 like or good and like at the same time? Now, it could feel like that if you've heard 좋아요 being said in a context like this. For example, let's say me and my friend and I had dinner, and now we're thinking about what we should have for dessert. And let's say my friend says, how about a nice cheesecake? And I'm going to say, oh, cheesecake. 좋아요. Now, in that type of a context, I am not saying 좋아요 as a way of saying like to say, oh, I like cheesecake, let's go. No, I'm saying 좋아요 as a way of saying good to say, oh, cheesecake, good idea, let's go. Good, good idea. Okay, so within that type of a context, for example, yes, it could feel like you're hearing people say 좋아요 as like, actually, they're saying 좋아요 as good. Now, reason number three, familiarity. What do I mean by this? This has something to do with the essence of the verb like in Korean. Now, in Korean, you can only use the verb like, 좋아해요, when you're talking about something that you have been liking already. So it's something familiar. It's nothing new to me. So that's what I mean by only using 좋아해요 like when there is the element of familiarity. So, if I am not aware of this concept, what kind of a misunderstanding could take place? For example, let's say it's my birthday. So my friend says, hey, it's your birthday, right? Today I'm going to take you to a lot of new places that you've never been to before. We're going to have fun. So my friend takes me to this place, and I'm going to look around and I'm going to say with a very appreciative tone, I'm going to say, oh, this place is awesome. I like it. Thank you. Now, when I say that, my friend could say, oh, I'm sorry, let's leave. So here comes a misunderstanding. Because now I could say, huh, leave? What do you mean? I just said I like it. Why are we leaving? And my friend could say, oh, well, I wanted to take you to a new place that you've never been to before, but I guess you already have been here and you have been liking this place because you said, I like it. Okay, so if I'm not aware of that concept, now I'm still going to be confused. I'm going to say, oh, when did I say that? When did I say I have already been here? I never said that. So that's what I mean by only using like when there's the element of familiarity. For another example, yes, let's say my friend, because it's my birthday, gets me a present, a sweater, and he says, ta-da, I got you this sweater. Okay, now let's say, oh, thank you, I like it. I like it. Now, in that case, once again, misunderstanding. My friend could say, oh, I'm sorry. Give me some more time. I'll get a refund and I'll get you something else. And once again, if I am not aware of this, I could say, huh, why? I want it. I said I like it. My friend could say, well, I don't want to give you something that you already have. I guess you already have this sweater at home and you have been liking it. Okay, so in this type of a context, people could say, 좋아요, not 좋아해요. Because if I say 좋아해요, I'm saying, yeah, I like that sweater because I have it at home, or I have been wearing it for quite some time. It's nothing new to me. Okay, so in this type of a context, instead of 좋아해요, of course, yeah, there are a lot of things you can say to show appreciation, but a lot of times people could be saying 좋아요 instead as a way of saying, oh, it's a good present, it's a good gift, I feel good, my mood is good, I'm in a good mood. Okay, so once again, if people see people saying 좋아요 in this type of a situation, yes, students could be confused. They could think, oh, but I heard someone say 좋아요 in this type of a situation. Aren't they saying I like it? No, they're not saying I like it. They're saying, oh, it's a good gift. I'm in a good mood. Okay, so that's why a lot of times students could not be aware that there are two different words that look like this and this, or at least exactly how they are different. Okay, so now let's complain a little bit. Now, what do I mean by that? So, if it's so important to differentiate the two from one another, well, it would have been much easier if they at least look very, very different. So, yeah, of course, I agree. Now, and I understand the frustration. Now, let's talk about why that is. Why do they look so similar then? Why was it built like that in the first place? Let's just take a look into it. Now, in order to look into this concept, we're going to look into the whole grammatical structure, because by doing so, we can find the origin, derivation of words. So, if you see 해요 at the end of a word, there could be a lot of reasons, but one of the things that 해요 can do is to be attached to an adjective to indicate find adjective. Now, what do I mean by find adjective? When you're saying something like, oh, well, it might be easy for them, but I find it difficult. Maybe it's easy for you, but they find it difficult. Find difficult, the adjective difficult. Or, yeah, maybe I like it, I think it's fun, but they find it boring. Find boring, the adjective boring. So I can take 어렵다, the adjective difficult, and according to the rules of inflection route number one, I can change it into 어려워 and then attach 해요. 어려워해요. Find difficult. 지루하다, boring. I can change it into 지루해 and then attach 해요. Find boring. 지루해요. Now you see what I'm about to do? Yes, 좋다. The adjective good. I'm going to take it and I'm going to change it into 좋아 and then I'm going to attach 해요. Find good. This is the origin, the derivation of the word like. This is how, yes, people used to say, I like something. Do you like coffee? I find it good. Do you like running? I find it good. So, over time, because people said it so often, now it's being recognized, it's being perceived as its own word, the verb like. But this is actually where it comes from, and that's why they sound dangerously similar and they look dangerously similar.